Last week on Campus Snoop.
Yes, Lagos MI teaming up with Oxlade. The song is titled All My Life. Before that, you heard Sarah the remix, yeah. DJ Spinal teaming up with Fireboy and Six Lack, right? 6 Lack on that one. Black. Also, before that, you also heard Fireboy DML Champion and D Smoke. My name is Obi Lagos. This is Campus Snoop on your radio. Yes, we live. Time check 44 minutes past the hour of 10 a.m. I've got Anu here, I've got Itunde here, I have Juliet here, and I have Israel here as well. My guest, Mr. Fredo, is still on his way. Lagos and traffic though. Wahala. But moving on, now remember last week where we discussed here on the show about a JSS1 student who is currently suing the Ekiti State government for a breach in her fundamental human rights. Now, she's suing the government for 15 million naira. Now, according to her, she was served 20 lashes of the cane and was suspended on May 22nd on account of an alleged indecent hairstyle, and she was described the situation as cruel and inhuman. Now, she claimed the beating she got that day resulted in bruises, life-threatening scars, and blood stains on her uniform. Now, in addition to this, she fainted and she was rushed to the police clinic where she was resuscitated. Now, she's currently demanding 15 million naira and immediate reinstatement into the school. All right. Now, also 2 days ago, a video surfaced on social media where a lecturer of LASU told a student to go on his knees. Now, reason being, he was talking while she was teaching, and according to her, he was not dressed properly. Now, this is happening in a university, Lagos. All right. Now, I remember I promised to put a call through to a human rights activist today on the show, so I will do just that. But hey, talk to me. I'm still asking, honestly, do you think that should be now? I'm really confused here. Now, why are lecturers still flogging and asking students to go on their knees in the university? What is going on, though? I mean, I feel like there should be a ban on this. Well, hey, talk to me, Lagos 0809 899 8898. All right, 0809 899 8898. Do you think there should be a ban on lecturers either flogging or punishing students in the university? All right, 0809 899 8898. Keep the calls coming in. Hello, good morning to you. And also do send me your message on WhatsApp using the same number, 0809 899 8898. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Hello. What is going on? My phone line is. Hello, good morning. Okay, please do keep the calls coming in. Hello, are you there? All right, please do keep the calls coming in. Other number 0809 899 8898. 0809 899 8898. Also, do send in your message on WhatsApp using the same number, 0809 899 8898. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hello. Code of conduct for their students. Where there is no law, there is no offense.
Okay, every institution should have a code of conduct for their student.
Yes.
All right. No bad. Have a call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, what is your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Kachuku from Munchi.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to us. Go ahead.
Yes, flogging and beating seniors, people that are in the university is very wrong now. At least there are no more small children. Where punishment should stop should be that of secondary school.
Okay.
When you see an undergraduate and you are flogging, beating the person or kneeling the person down, there are no more small children now. It is wrong.
Okay, so are you saying there should be a ban?
Not actually being banned, because it is still a way of instilling discipline. Yes, not being banned, but it should be done with some limitations now.
All right. Thank you for calling.
Thank Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, in case you cannot put a call through, do send in your message on WhatsApp using the same number 0809 899 8898. Let me see if I can still put a call through to Barrister Bukola Smith. I hope the network allows me to make this call. Let me see. Yeah, hello. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Am I on to Barrister Bukola Smith?
Yes, you are on to Bukola.
Okay. How are you doing today, man? How's work?
Work is fine. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good to have you here, though. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
You're on to Kiss FM Lagos. You're live on the radio. All right. My name is Obi.
Okay. Hello, Obi.
Welcome to the show. All right. So I'm sure few weeks ago you've been following the news concerning the JSS one student who is currently suing the Ekiti State government for 15 million naira. Now, according to her, so you are a human rights activist, and you are also a child abuse survivor. What is your take on this?
Okay, so I'm excited by this event. I know that's highly unusual, but I'm excited that for once we are beginning to see people understand their rights and understand the place of the judicial system in helping them get justice whenever such right is violated. The question of whether or not this was a violation of human rights is unnecessary because it definitely is. So let's look at not just the Nigerian constitution, right? Let's look at even the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the African Chapter of Human and People's Rights, even the Nigerian Constitution, the Child Rights Act. Everything supposes that a person has the right to be treated with dignity. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you follow the news correctly, she mentioned that she wasn't just flogged, she was given 20 strokes of a cane.
Yes.
And then she was bloodied as a result of that flogging. That is inhumane treatment. There is no justification whatsoever for a student, a JSS1 student. This person just graduated from primary school, was flogged 20 strokes of the cane in the assembly ground. There is no justification whatsoever. There is no way we can say that's a violation of our rights to dignity. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited by this development, really.
All right. Let me ask you briefly. Do you think there should be a ban in flogging or punishing students in the university? As a human rights activist, do you think there should be a ban?
Yes, I will say so. I really would say so. But seeing as, it's not just stating that a thing should be banned doesn't mean that it will not occur anymore. Flogging children, corporal punishment for in better terms, it's something that is no longer just, it's not just done as a punitive measure. It's a part of our culture. Do you understand?
Yes, please.
We believe as Nigerians, we believe that that is primarily the only way to get the attention of a child. And so just placing a ban on it will be of no effect whatsoever. So possibly we should start looking at regulation around the kind of punishment that should, or disciplinary actions that should be taken in our educational system.
What would you suggest, though? What would you suggest?
Okay, so what I will suggest really is this. We first of all have to come to an understanding that corporal punishment for every offense does more harm than good. Okay? Now, I understand that we will talk about, a lot of people talk about how you must discipline children. You must ensure that they are right and upstanding members of society. Yes, you can do that. But let's also understand that there are so many other ways that can be done. So what I suggest is this. Let's have a definitive method, a definitive regulation, right? That states that before you can punish a student for an act, first that act should be identified as a wrong. Because we have a lot of people, a lot of school administrators just acting, just being discretionary about a lot of things, right? And we can't trust people to train our children if they have no handle on their own emotions or they just act based on what they perceive to be right and wrong. So what is wrong in the school right now? You must not do so and so hairstyle. Do the children understand it? Have you communicated with them? But beyond communicating with the child alone, have you informed their parents, because there's a limit to the actions a child can take without the consent of their parents. Have you had a teachers association meeting saying these are the regulations of the institution, right? If a child does this, he is wrong, and there will be penalty for it. If a child does this, he is wrong, there will be penalty. So now they are aware. They can ensure that their children or wards do the right thing, and then you inform the children. That's one. And they must also ensure that punishment is commensurate to the offense. So you don't flog a child 20 strokes of cane and bloody the child because the child did a wrong hairstyle. That is a use of power that is just absolutely arbitrary, and that should not be encouraged at all. Then lastly, okay, perhaps not lastly, but also one of the things we should consider is that corporal punishment should be the last resort at every time. And then we can't just have people making these decisions randomly. That's why I'm calling for regulation. So we should have a sit down and a conversation, a true conversation around this issue of punishments and punishments in Nigerian institutions as a whole. And of course, the only people who can share that are persons in government. It is extremely, extremely important because we can't do things randomly this way. Was it this month? Yes, this month there was also a child who died as a result of being flogged.
Yes.
In Abuja, yeah. In Lagos, this happened in 2000, and I think in Ibadan it happens in 2015. In Lagos State, 2020, and these are only the ones that make the news because we give teachers and school administrators so much leeway. A lot of them abuse it. A lot of them have anger issues. A lot of them don't understand the limitations. So this much freedom is definitely prone to abuse. So that's something we cannot allow. There is a need for very specific regulation. I know it's contrary to a lot of the things we've done as Nigerians. It's probably contrary to our culture that believes that every child in your vicinity is your child to mold, but that's not true. So, but yes, we do need that regulation in place. All
right. So I was told you are a child abuse survivor. Don't share experience with us?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a survivor of child sexual abuse.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And yes. So I done a lot of initiatives around child sexual abuse, about being a child survivor of physical violence like that. I think we all are. Most Nigerians are survivors of this kind of abuse. But about my story, I'm a survivor of child sexual abuse. I was first raped at the age of 6, and this continued for 6 years to the age of 12, and then had sexual violence, rape about 4 times between that age and adulthood. So yes, I have a lot of experiences around on child sexual abuse, and my experience has shaped my advocacy to a great extent.
Let me ask you, if I let you go, how have you been able to move past all this? I mean, it's crazy though. Hearing it is really crazy.
It's crazy. I agree with you. There's no other word for it. It's a difficult thing, really. It's to grow up with trauma and to have very few people understand you, and then to grow up feeling like dirt and because we have this purity culture thing in Nigeria where if you are do I say defiled? No, but defiled is not the word. If you are raped at a certain age, if you are even raped at all, people begin to perceive that there's something wrong with you, and they act it out. So a lot of times we silence this thing and we just deal with the trauma. So it was difficult, to be honest. I had a very troubled teenagehood, and my young adulthood was not spared. By God's grace, to be honest, and by lots of work, I have been able to surmount a lot of these challenges. And yes, I'm living better. But the issue of trauma, sorry, I need to just
go ahead.
Put this into this conversation because of the origin of the entire conversation. But the issue of trauma really is not solely possible concerning sex. It's not the sole occurrence for sexual survivors of child sexual violence. But then this thing about physical violence, where we feel children are not human beings, they do not have the right to be treated, to be conversed with, they do not understand. This thing that we've made a culture has to be stopped, because there are a lot of people today who are living with trauma from this violence they suffered, and they do not realize that what all this violence and aggression they're displaying as adults is as a result of what they suffered as children. I mean, this is what breeds bullying. This is why people no longer have the ability to have rational conversations, which is why people are beginning, you see a lot of people who are aggressive. Why? They suffered trauma from physical violence as children. Of course, that's not the only reason, but that is one reason we should consider. So when we're speaking about physical abuse of children, let's understand that these people grew up with the trauma, and then it doesn't make them better contributors to society. It makes them worse, and that's not the purpose of discipline. So these are some of the things we should consider when looking at this case from the outside. Should she go ahead and press charges? Yes, because if that young lady has been traumatized, so definitely she should go. I am excited that she's doing that, and my kudos to her parents for taking the initiative.
And do you think she will pay the money, the 15 million? It's a huge sum, though. I mean, do you think she will pay the 15 million naira she's requesting for?
Well, I don't want to postulate about what the court would say, but it is possible. I mean, the fundamental human rights case. So yes, it's possible. It might be reduced. It might be
exactly.
There are lots of ways it could be looked at. But yes, it's possible. I am rooting for this for her and for this case. I really hope they got lawyers who can get the job done, because this would be a landmark decision. Perhaps we can have people sit up. We can have regulators sit up and start taking notes. We might have teachers who understand that they can no longer bring the problems from their houses and throw it on innocent students. They can have better administration, better discipline, methods of discipline in our secondary school institutions. I really am rooting for this case. I'm not sure if she would win it or not, but I'm rooting for her.
All right. Thank you so much for this call. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to have you on the show today. Thank you so much, Barrister Bukola. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay. I'm excited to be here too.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, wow. It was a long one, though. Oh, emotions flying. It's everybody adjusting. Lagos, keep the calls coming in. Oh, wow. 0809-899-8898. 0809-899-8898. In case you just tuned in, this is Campus Snoop on the radio show where we discuss everything and anything relating to student home and abroad. Right now, I'm asking, do you think there should be a ban in flogging or punishing students in the university? Hello, good morning to you. Hello, are you there? All right, keep the calls coming in. Also, do send in your message on WhatsApp using the same number, 0809-899-8898. Let me take this call before I come with Mr. Obami. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. What is your name? You're calling from?
It's me, Daniel. I was talking before the first.
Oh, go ahead.
For the boundary, I said, yes. You know why I said that?
Why?
You know, when I was in my school, secondary school, MTC, Technical Solution, in the corridor. And you know, the one time in my school, so this teacher of mine, his name is Mr. Not one student like that. So, unfortunately, the next day, the teacher is, what I heard from the other teachers, he said that when the student that she lost the other day, that did this.
Hello? Okay, please do call me back. 0809-899-8898. 0809-899-8898. Talk to me about me. Please go ahead. My phone line is buzzing, but let me hear your comment. Talk to me.
I would want to say, just like I said the last time we discussed this issue, it's not okay for that teacher to have flogged that girl. Yeah. To the point that I'm 20 strokes of cane.
20 for a JSS1. 20.
Yeah. My thoughts aligned with Barrister Bukola's thoughts on this. I'm not a legal practitioner, but from our point of view, it's so wrong. And until we get back to the drawing board to adjust probably a modus operandi, the way things are done in schools, and they draw a policy guiding all of this, then we'll be able to tell if actually we want to get somewhere. And rather than keep talking about culture every now and then, we should look for ways of improving. There should be continuous improvements in our educational system. We should not just sit at the point that until we flog a child, that's when the child will be corrected. Just like she said, it should be just like at the last rung of the ladder, corporal punishment, it should be. When we've tried other options,
it's not working.
And it's not working.
Okay.
You could discipline the child, send the child out of class, just like the last case.
Yeah.
Why would you ask a young man to
go on his knees?
Because he didn't talk shit.
I'm telling
he was
you.
making noise. Hello, young man, can you please leave my class?
Very simple.
It's simple. Where's the class governor? Please take note of that guy. Take note of his matric number. You could tell him that I'm going to deprive you of writing your tests. The next test I'm going to write, I'm going to give you guys. You won't write that test. And the guy would sit up. He wouldn't want to miss a 10 mark. The 10 mark test is very, 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 very crucial in the higher institution. He needs it. And he would sit up and he could go apologizing because of that. And the class could apologize for him. But why now humble him and make him kneel down what he was doing in secondary school, in primary school? You now like saying he should come and
in a university.
Even if you can give birth to the boy, even if you are old enough to give birth to him, that is like your child or your grandchild, for crying out loud, he has freedom. The parent cannot come there and tell him to kneel down. The parent, they've given him out to the university for him to live his own life. Independence is there. So why now subject him to that humiliation? It doesn't make any sense. It's a no-brainer. So I think we should try, just like Barrister Bukola said, go back to the drawing board. Let's draw policies. Let's put out plans. How do we improve our academic? How do we improve the way which we carry out things in the educational sector so that we can grow? Because if we keep saying it's our culture, we must spank the child,
way of life.
The child is a way of life. Hello, let's move ahead. Let's go on and not just sit at the standpoint rather than just hovering around one place.
Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Victor. I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay. Hello, Victor. How are you doing today?
Town.
Right, go ahead. Talk to me. Go ahead.
I'm okay. Okay, so this topic, what I see is this. If we can, if any of the listeners have knowledge of this everything psychosocial need, you'll see that at different points in time, if a child doesn't achieve his or her goals, there tends to be consequences.
Okay.
You can't tell a young man in the university that he should kneel down. That's not humbling, that's humiliating. There are different ways of punishing children. Take, for example, a child abuses a fellow student, and they tell that child, go and get a higher education. Right, I'm sorry, to fill the whole page. You see that child, Barr, it's even more tedious than you lying him down, giving him 10 stroke of 10 or 20. That's more tedious for him to do. Or a child refuses to learn a definition and you tell him, okay, get 2 long notes. Make sure you fill this long note with the definition. I bet you before that child ends that, he will stop copying that definition. He will write it from his head.
True though.
So some people might have family issues, an argument with the wife, and then, or argument with the husband, and then they'll just come to the classroom and they'll want to defend on an innocent child. So it's very, very wrong. It's very, 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 very wrong. And at the end of the day, it's that this child tends to, at the end of the day, they see the limits to which you can go, and then they say, would you pass this one if you do now? No, they'll spend money down. You see them becoming hardened and the rest. So it's very wrong. It's very wrong. There are other ways of correcting children that are appropriate.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling. All right. Someone here says, I know, do I have a message? Let me see. Can you please help me to read it out? Okay. Let's see. Also, do send in your messages on WhatsApp using the same number 0809-899-8898. In case you can't put a call through, do send in your message on WhatsApp as well. I know my phone line is the boss. Let me hear this message.
Oluwafemi Ilori.
Okay.
It says, if you work for a company, there are policies for the employers, and once it is violated, there is surely a disciplinary action from the management, regardless of age or level. A behavioral code of conduct should be introduced from the admission stage.
Okay, admission stage. All right. Hello, good morning to you. Wow. 0809-899-8898. Keep the calls coming in. Do send in your message on WhatsApp using the same number. All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Michael. I'm calling from Surrey.
All right. Hello, Michael. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
Go ahead. Talk to me. Go ahead.
I want to say that those people saying that punishing a child in higher institution is a sign of love have never passed to the 4 walls of education. Now, do you know that most people in higher institution, most of them, especially the female, are people's wives and husbands? Now, if you punish a child in the higher institution, you might as well punish somebody's wife or husband. So it is very, very wrong There are ways you can correct a child other than punishing a child in a higher institution. So we Africans, our mentality have gone back compared to this 21st century. So a lecturer can punish a child, either sending the child out of his class or asking the child not to enter his class again, else or until the child apologizes to him or her. You get it? Yeah, so you might have punished somebody's wife or husband. So it is very, very wrong. We Africans, we are still backward. This is not happening in other countries of the world. Even in a secondary school, you have it before you see a teacher or a lecturer punishing a student in the secondary school in other countries of the world. So I don't know where Africans, even Nigeria, is going. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling. You're welcome. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Lagos 08098998898. Talk to me, Israel. Go ahead. Talk to me. Give the mic. Talk to me.
It's so appalling, actually. Talking about the child that was flogged, just as one student that was, flogged. I think that the mental state of the teacher should be checked. Because I don't understand why you give a child, just one student, 20 strokes of the cane, bloodied, and then the child passing out. It's very inhumane, and I think it should be checked. And I'm really rooting for that girl. I hope and pray that she wins the case and she's been awarded the 15 million she's requested for. I was talking about the
should be banned. Yes, you say I was punished. Yes,
that was
punished
down, and all of that. I think it's really wrong. The height, like we all have spoken, I've said that the highest you will have done is to excuse the student from the class or tell them they will fail the test, they won't write the test, take their matric numbers and all that. For God's sakes, how do you tell someone to kneel down? First thing first is that when you get to universities, consider that you're an adult.
Yes.
So you going to that extent is really bad. A caller said, "Is love?" That's not love. If you love me, why don't you also pay my school fees?
Right. I know this. Yeah.
So
pay my bills.
It's really, really wrong. And I think a ban should be placed. Not just a ban, stiff penalties. And most importantly, they should always check their mental states of these lecturers and school teachers. That's my take on it.
All right. Let's keep the calls coming in. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Are you there? Hello. Okay, 0809-899-8898, 0809-899-8898. Lagos keep because coming in. Do you think there should be a ban in flogging or punishing students in the university? All right, keep because coming in. Do send in your message on WhatsApp using the same number 0809-899-8898. Do you have any more messages? Could you please check, please? All right, no. All right, talk to me, Juliet. Go ahead. Talk to me, Juliet. Go ahead.
I totally agree with what the barrister said, Barrister Bukola Smith.
I'll come back to you. Have a call. Hello, good morning.
My name is Precious, calling from First Tag.
Christian.
Yes, calling from First Tag.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to us. Go ahead.
I said anyone that said lecturer punishing a student is love. That person is not serious, because if you love me, you won't punish me. Your own is just to get me do what is right, not punishing me, because that is totally wrong. I'm paying my school fees, so you can't be punishing me. I'm paying you. So it's very, very wrong.
All right. Go ahead, Julius. Go ahead.
Yes. So I was saying that I actually totally agree with the activist.
Yeah.
What she said about our culture is very, very, culture. What does culture mean? It's a set of patterns of human activity within a community or social group, and the symbolic structures that give significance to such activities. So there are symbolic structures that give significance to the activities that form our culture.
Yeah.
So this thing it's actually easier said than done, to be honest, because most of us in the older generation actually were brought up in that way. And the easiest thing to do is to actually do the same thing to someone else, unless you have an understanding, or you can have an open mind to unlearn and relearn, because we are living in a changing society. I remember when my dad, I actually remember the day. I remember it as clear as crystal, when my dad dealt with me one day when I was very naughty. I remember it. So, but I wouldn't say because I did that and my dad did that, then any child around me that misbehaves, I should do likewise. I should, cane the child, or, that was, I would just say that was the norm in that time. But our society is changing now. At that time we didn't have internet and all of that. Now the world is a global village.
I agree.
Fact. So you can just sit in where you are right now, and you can get information from anywhere in the world. And these children see things, and the truth is that it's actually in our law. So the best thing is these children see things, they get information from anywhere, and then they see their counterparts somewhere in another country that's suing their parents for can you imagine? Although that's really going too far. But then I think it should be both ways. Both sides should actually respect the culture. And then culture is something it's transient, it's dynamic, it's not something that is fixed. It changes over time. So we can decide to adopt a better culture. We can take the good aspects of our culture that still serve us now, and then like we said, like many people have said, there are many ways of correcting someone. Yes, there are so many ways. You don't have to inflict pain on the person. If you really love the person, bear the pain, and then take the time to correct the person in the best way possible.
All right. Take time to correct the person in the best way possible. Okay, because coming in. Hello. Okay, talk to me, Timmy. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to totally agree with Mr. Ayobami. I don't want to know how nonchalant a student is. Students care about their marks. Some students are just about, no matter how their behavior is, I just want to graduate and get out of here. You get? If you threaten a student with his or her marks, then they are going to be all right with it. You get? So the thing is that, okay, this has happened to me before. There's a lecturer, he comes late to the class regularly. If the class is always 7 a.m, but he gets to the class like 8 a.m, and the class is meant to be on till like 10 a.m. So it's a custom, it's a norm. The man comes 8 a.m, and normally I get to the class before 7 and I'm ready. Then this day I decided, let me just reach the class 7:15 or 7:30. I left my all like 7, and I got to the class 7:15. The man was in class. I was the first person told to stop at the entrance of the class. There were other people coming behind me. They were just like probably 20 people in the class at that time, because it was a large number of class and stuff. So he just told everybody, they should bring out a sheet of paper, they should write their names there. 20 marks for them. That 20 marks. 20 marks.
Just that day chose not come on time.
I chose to not go to class on time. Wow. I just decided, I'm not going early this time around. That this man cannot come and be using me to be playing for 20 marks. And the way he did it was, it's going to just set 3 questions in examination, 20 marks each for each 3 questions. They should not answer the compulsory question, which is usually, of course, tough. So when we got to the exam, we that came late to the class, we had to do the 3 questions. The rest, they just did 2 questions. Everybody, they were just submitting. He wrote it on the exam booklet that if you are part of the people that we had, you don't do this question. The exam was really crazy. Yes.
And the exam was crazy.
The exam was really crazy, but we glorify God now.
Last. Don't shake it off. Hello, okay. Keep it going, coming in 009-899-889. You talk to me today. Go ahead.
What this babe just said now is
Timmy.
What she said now is actually a very good example to discipline students, because instead of to flog, you can give them something that they, like she said earlier, the lecturer gave them a test, 20 marks.
20 marks, yeah.
Instead of asking this student new, they're going to ask him a question, because I think we hate being embarrassed in public or being asked something we don't know. That you start scratching our head like that one. That feeling is going to eat you hard than you kneeling down outside, because this lady literally just embarrassed me. I won't like this thing to happen to me again.
Right. Hello, good morning to you. All right, I'll take a few more calls and we'll call it a wrap on the show. Calls coming in. Time check 54 minutes past the hour of 11. I'm always here every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12. The show is called Campus Snoop. Sure, we discuss everything and anything relating to students home and abroad. The show is also open for sponsorship. Just come in and you can feel free to sponsor the show. As always, all right, we're here to serve you. All right, calls coming in 0809-899-8898. Hello, good morning to you. All right, we'll have our last words. I don't have time. We'll have our last words. Talk to me anew Yes, go ahead.
I believe everyone has said everything that needs to be said. We just need to understand that the world is moving. The way we used to do things before doesn't always make it right. Because it's part of your tradition or your culture doesn't mean it is right. There are things you need to relearn and unlearn.
Relearn and unlearn. Yes, very important.
And that's the only way you can progress. So please, let's stop flogging students. You don't know what medical conditions they have or what other side effects it might cause. So it's better to be on the safe side. Punish them in a sensible way and just move on.
All right. Talk to me today.
I just have just 2 summaries to give out. First, let's...
Hold on. Let me take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Yes. Mr. Fredo, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, though? Where are you, though? I mean, you're meant to be here, Mr. Fredo.
Yeah, I've been very, very busy lately. I know.
I understand.
Yeah, I listened to you guys. You spoke well. Even the lawyer, she tried.
Yeah.
A lot of teachers, they abuse this privilege. You come, you discipline. There's a difference between when you discipline a child and when you torture a child. How do you flog a child to the extent that the child becomes so bloody? I, as a person, I'll be afraid. Like, what if this child is ill? What if this child dies? What will happen? So I support that child suing that teacher. Some teachers are depressed. They come from home. Maybe they don't pay. Some of them are not well paid. So they come to the to the school and then they let out their anger on the on the child and torture the child. It's wrong. Then for the university, it's totally wrong. It's not even in the rules and regulations of the higher institution that you punish, maybe tell a student who has said to kneel down or, net out any punishment on this. It's not even in the rules and regulations. And even there are cases where I see lecturers, when they get so provoked by students, they fight, they exchange blows with the students. That is wrong. You have lowered yourself to the standard of that child. Then there was something Temi said, that the lecturer prevented her from writing the test because she came late or something, and then stopped her outside. I think that is wrong. Every student, yes, it is wrong. Every student is entitled to have the CA, except that student didn't come that day. The CA, that test is a continuous assessment, 40 marks. The question is, was the student around? Yes or no? Yes, the student was around. The student come late, okay, fine. The student came late, but the student was around. You can't deprive that student from writing that test. It is totally wrong. The only thing, why I can only subscribe is when a student errs in the higher institution. The lecturer, the best it can do, it happened to me once when I was a new lecturer then, maybe...
Oh, Mr. Fredo. Oh, I'd love to hear what. Oh,
Mr. Fredo, it didn't stop me from writing the test. It stopped all of us outside. Then wrote the names of people in the class and exempted them from a question that was 20 marks in the examination. So that means they had the 20 marks free. They had the 20 marks out of their CA. They had 20 marks already. Then we had to actually do
extra
our
work
exam. We had to struggle for that particular mark. It's not like he deducted from the marks or anything, or he removed from what we had already. He just gave some people leverage or bonus, should I say.
All right. Last word. Last word. I don't have time.
Please, flogging is not discipline. First, please, you just have to talk to them. That's like the best thing. Not physical.
Converse with them. Talk to them.
Yeah, converse with them. Just make them know what they're doing.
All right. Talk to me, Timmy. Last words.
Okay. Flogging isn't right. It is inhuman, like the lady described it. And let us please. They should also check the psychological states of lecturers and teachers before they even start this job, because they are impacting lives, and they really should do what they are meant to do.
All right, talk to me, Mr. Bami. Last word.
I should have said this probably initially, but
yes, please go ahead.
I can remember during my service here, I was one of those coppers. I served in Ibadan in a public school. I don't take kin to class. I talk to the students. And they listen, except for some few ones that want to be naughty. So flogging the students is not the way out for you to tame them. You can talk to them in a sensible way, and trust me, most of them will align with you and they would want to listen to you.
Right. Talk to me, Juliet, real quick. Last word. So, Julia, last word. So,
yeah, seriously, I totally agree. I also had a similar experience while I was serving. I mean, my students didn't want me to go.
Last words,
because the thing is this, and there are so many ways you can appeal. When you appeal to, there are some things you appeal to. There are some ways you appeal to people that they can actually. They will have no choice but to respond to it. Yeah. When you show them respect, when you make them understand that you understand that they are sensible enough, you kind of you raise the bar for them. You expect them to do the right thing, and you actually give them many chances to correct themselves. Right. So when they get those chances, they know that you are not disappointed in them. They know that you are expecting them to do the right thing. And when they do it, you celebrate them. Every little win, you celebrate them. At the end of the day, you see they'll always be grateful to you that you help them to become better people.
All right, thank you. Talk to me, Israel. Last words.
Okay, my last words. Every lecturer out there listening to us right now, please, we want to let you all know that it is wrong to punish a university student. And for every teacher out there in secondary, primary schools, please be more tolerant. Thank you very much.
All right. And someone here on WhatsApp says, for secondary school students, junior and senior students should be directed to see an academic counselor for audience, and then afterwards, a disciplinary action can be taken. Now, discipline should not be administered personally. It should be part of management administration. Thank you, Femi King. All right. To everyone who called on the show, thank you so much. I'm always here every Saturday. Yes, from 10 a.m. to 12. To Joy, Mr. Fredo for calling, Denise, Harrison, Patrick, Victoria, Regina, Peter, Marco. To all my callers, man. I had so many calls today. Had so many as always. Thank you.
For more exciting information, log on to www.jetoyaconsult.com.ng. Jetoya Consult. Limitless learning at your fingertips.